Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Oh, it's a bittersweet day. I feel a bit sad because today is our last free training of the Grow Your Audience Bootcamp. What did you guys think? Throw me a 1 in the comments if you've had fun. Okay, I can see a couple of you just pinging in, and I know the notifications like filtering out through Facebook. Oh, she's live, and everyone's going, that crazy girl's live again. If you have enjoyed the bootcamp, hit me up in the comments. Let me know your favorite parts. Definitely put a 1 if you've enjoyed it because I want to know. Okay, hashtag replay, folks. Give me a number as well. You guys don't need to wait for the notification to hit your phones. You guys are catching up, so make sure that you let me know if you've enjoyed the bootcamp. Okay, there is so much value that we have done here completely in the last week alone that I know people have loved it. I've had so many gorgeous emails and messages and some not quite so fun messages. Clearly, some of my streams have warranted a few unsolicited messages. Girls, you know what I mean, those unsolicited pictures. Yes, we've definitely had a ton of them as well. So clearly people have enjoyed it for more than one reason. But hopefully the people that count, you guys who are part of the tribe, part of the community, have enjoyed it for the business aspect. Is that cool? Did you like it? I hope so. So what are we talking about today is we've talked about all these virtual events. We've talked about making them a reality. That's what we're doing today, and how to use them to really thrive in 2020 and going forwards. So like I said, today's our last day. So let's, if you've got any questions, hit them up in the comments. I'm going to make sure that I'm on it with my commentology tonight. So I'm going to be like, oh. So where are we starting at? Well, creating a virtual event obviously is work. You need to have it planned. I've had so many conversations today alone from people who've been like, oh my gosh, Lindsay, this has been amazing. We're going to produce our first event, and then we're going to come join you to be trained on how to do it properly. Okay, guys, don't do that. Okay, if you want to learn how to do this properly, come and join me inside Experience Event Masterclass. I'm going to put the ticker tape on. There we go. Okay, make sure that you come and join me live inside it. Don't try and create your first one on your own and then come to us, because that's a little bit silly. And it's a little bit silly because if you end up with egg on your face, it's kind of like, dull. Okay, if you end up doing that, that's where the problems start, because your speakers and the people that you've reached out to that you think are going to be a great fit for your audience are not going to want to come back and work with you if it's a complete fudge. And you are only as good as your last event. And that's a sad reality. Okay. I've been talking to people today about an event that I'm involved with at the moment that's not gone anywhere near as well as all of the previous events I've taken part in with a particular host. And it's, but other people are reaching out to me and asking, so which means that the people are chattering. And this is what you need to be aware of for your events. People talk. Yeah, we all love to network. It's cool. People chat. And the problem with that chat is if you muck it up because you were doing it on your own and you kind of miss bits, then, it's not going to work out the way you want. And that's really kind of why I'm passionate about when we talk about making it a reality, we really focus on making sure that we're doing it to the best of our abilities and we're using every technique that we can to make it happen really well. Because you do not want to have this niche that you are carving yourself into that you're really happy in, and then to approach some of the big names and get some of the big people in, because they will come, they will get involved. But to have some of them involved and for you to end up with it all falling apart, the wheels fall off, and you end up with egg on your face. I don't want that for you guys. It's not fun. Okay. I'm trying to help, like I say, somebody that I know where they have done it. They do their thing. They're amazing. But something's gone wrong this time around. And you are only as good as the last thing. If you've got a couple in the bag that are fantastic, you can normally curry your favor out of it. But if you muck it up with your first one, it's not good. So again, partly why I'm saying, if you can and you're wanting to create an event, come join us inside of EEM, because I just don't want you guys to have egg on your face. It's not fun. Basic production things and qualifying speakers, making it hit the spot, making sure the message hits the spot, making sure your speakers do the job they're supposed to do. And it's not kind of fudged, you've not rushed it, it doesn't go wrong. It's a skill, okay? It is a skill. And having that skill and being able to pull it out of the bag and knowing when you maybe need to pull an ace out of your pocket and play the ace card is something you need to learn. And if you've not learnt it, with training and had somebody walk you through it, the problem is that you're going to pull it out of the bag and you may deploy it at the wrong time, and timing is everything. Okay. The first productions I was involved in way back when I was in film and TV, I remember making some fudges. Okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But it's how do we come back from it? And because even though we're a big industry, we're also quite small. Everyone talks because we're all interconnected. We all know somebody who knows somebody. And that's the chatter we don't want. We want to make sure that you guys make it a solid reality. That's point number one. Point number two for making this a reality. Please, 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 with a cherry on top. Okay. If you have missed me say this in the live stream, for your first event, yes, it's possible to squeeze it in and do it in 90 days setup time, but don't try and push it if it's your first event and you're doing it on your own and you're not joining us. Because even inside when people join us, I always say, give your speakers time, because if you are approaching people and you're not giving them 90 days, a whole quarter of notice, they're going to have things planned for their own launches. They're going to have other things they're involved in, which means that you're not going to necessarily get the best speakers for your event because they're not going to be available. Okay, and they need time to work with it. It's kind of just a courtesy and a bit of respect that you give people a nice lead time before your event so that they are able to plan things in, because when people commit to showing up to something, they want to show up. When they have agreed they're in, they're all in. And that's something really critical. You've got to give them that notice. Now, you guys, obviously, you've been following along. You know that I was really sick last week. What I didn't tell you is that we've been producing 3 of our own events in the background. And last week I had over 50 calls with speakers and partners to get them in for our events. On top of being like, oh, normally I was like even worse because I had all this other stuff to do. But that's because we had to get it done. It was like, oh, I have to show up. I have to have that energy that we talked about yesterday. Because if we don't move those people into being confirmed speakers, and it has that knock-on effect. So don't try and push things together. If you're going to make this a reality and you go, Linz, I can't join you right now. First of all, hit me up and let me know if you wanted to join Experience Event Masterclass and there's a reason you didn't. Okay, because the doors close tonight, 23:59 Pacific, which happens to be 7:59 a.m. my time. Isn't that great timing? Okay, that's usually when I'm starting to wake up and my brain's engaged. Okay, that's when it expires, 23:59 Pacific, and that's it, the doors are closed. If you are not getting in now, and you've already said, Linz, I can't do it, let me know why. Hit me up in the DMs, and hit me up on email. You've got my email, lindsay@lindsayfox.com. You can spell my name, it's on the screen, okay? I don't know why I'm pointing at it on the screen here. You guys can't see what I'm pointing at. But this is the thing. Let me know if you're not jumping in. Why not? Because I really want to work with you guys and make sure that you do not make some mistakes. Even a conversation I've had with a dear friend today that I admire and I adore, we were talking about things and she was telling me bits and I was still giving her extra advice and on little things just to fine tune, because you don't want that egg on your face scenario. You don't want to be rushing things. You want to give that nice long speaker lead time, because it's just courtesy. And people take that, they really pay attention to, have you given them that common courtesy of just allowing them time to plan things? Because if you try and squeeze them in, honestly, guys, if you try and squeeze speakers in so they're doing you a favor by fitting you in the gap, all that happens is they feel like they're doing you a favor and they will not partake the way you want. I kind of like banging my little kind of drum here a little, because honestly, it's critical. So to make your event a reality, you really need to think about this. So there's so many things to think about when it comes to making it a reality, to making it so that you are pulling information together. Comment flicks it there. Make sure that you're really thinking about the actual moving parts. I like to view a production as a bit like a cog. Okay, if you've seen the $1 million event ebook that we have, you'll have seen the little graphic where we've got all these cogs. And that's how an event is. It's all about those little cogs moving in order. And if one falls out of place, usually something will grind to a stop and then more kind of spring out. It's kind of like that, that kind of GIF that you see where all of the cogs kind of like pop out and everything goes a bit wrong and it kind of goes, boing. That's what we don't want. And I don't want that for you, because I love my audience. I love my tribe. I was really sad today to know that it's our last day of the virtual bootcamp. In fact, I'm going to sort us out. We're going to spend some more time, me and you guys. Okay, we're going to sort that out for you, because I'm really sad that we're not going to be kind of live streaming together, because I love this. I love our little kind of chats. So let's just kind of just quickly ping down the comments. Oh, Team Lindsay are busy. That's great. You to those pics. Yeah, you indeed. Okay, seriously. Yeah, clearly so. The face says OMG. Honestly, guys, like, does anybody else get this? Is it just like, is it because I'm blonde or something? Is this causing the problem? Is it like something stuck on my head that I don't see on the screen? Honestly, I'm fed up with these pics coming. Yeah, 11111. Awesome. See you there. Yeah, cool. Well, let me know, guys. Like I say, if there is anything holding you back on EEM, just make sure that you let me know, because I do really want to know. I've just emailed my list, and there's a whole email prime to come out later, because I'll be sleeping. And, for you guys in Pacific, I need my beauty sleep. Okay, cue the Periscope comments. But, this is the thing. If I genuinely put this on the email because I'm so obsessed with it, if you aren't coming into EEM, let me know why. Because if I know why, I can help. I can't help my audience if I don't know what I'm helping you with. Okay. Now, in terms of 2020 and thriving with events, one of the things that I've heard people mistake a lot as I've talked to people throughout the bootcamp has been where they're trying to do too much too fast. So they've got an event that they want to host, a particular event type they want to host, and then they dive in and they're trying to create this event, and they're wanting to kind of go down this route, but their audience are nowhere near that point. Okay, go meet your audience, the people that you're attracting with the messaging you're putting out right now. Go meet them where they're at, please, because your audience are going to thank you for it. Go to their level, where are they at, and work them back through the journey that you're taking them on. Okay, don't try. And I'll give an example. I'm not going to name any names. Don't try if you've got people where they are stuck in a situation so they're not going to be able to physically take part in your events, like physically sit and watch them. Don't try and then bring them into like a 2-day live stream or a 3-day live stream, or one of those live events, because if your audience aren't going to meet you there and they can't physically get it, you're kind of doing that. And you're sitting here going, oh, why is nobody, like the end of if I Had a Zoo or Zoo or whatever it is, the one where he kind of buys a zoo, he loses his wife, who goes a bit batshit, and he buys a zoo. And at the end, they're kind of like, oh, nobody's coming. Why is nobody coming? And they realize there's a tree in the way. Your audience are going to be like that as well. Okay, don't do that. Make sure that you meet your audience where they are at, because this is where a lot of businesses have their problem with the marketing in general, is they want to talk to their audience up here because they like it. It's nice up here. We feel comfortable. But their audience and the people they're attracting are here, and they are not talking to them here. They're talking over here, and then they wonder why nobody's connecting, because there's a huge, massive gap in the middle. You've got to go down to your audience's level, meet them where they're at, and take them on the journey from the point in their life with what they're working on now, and move them to that space where you would like them to be by taking them through the experience and the journey, so you can then host that type of event. Don't run before you can walk, because the way to do things in 2020, the audiences are getting quite clever. They can understand summits now. They can kind of get the concept. They know what they're coming into, and they know how Zoom works now. This is a big one. They know how Zoom works. So they're able to get more involved in things, but you have to give them that leeway, because they also have that trepidation. Now they know how Zoom works. If you are hosting breakout rooms, fringe events, all this thing, there's going to be people who are like, what? I have to turn up? Is it video? Do I need to be dressed? All of these other random things come up, as well as they just don't have that connect sometimes. For us, for example, one of the big things for me this year was in our timeline for December. Now, you guys who know me really well will know that I'm not a huge fan of working December. I don't do it. But I did want to do something special for my people, for my tribe, because I love you guys. And to do that, I wanted to host a retreat very, very early December, late November, early December. But that would be not practical to do now if I wanted to host it now, because you guys aren't there yet. There's a huge proportion of my audience who are not at that point. They wouldn't want to do the retreat and to do that virtual retreat element because they need to come through their own journey first. So it's about meeting your audience where they're at, because in 2020 and going into 2021, it was already destined to be the year of the summit. Everyone was tipping it as the year of the summit. And then we had COVID hit. Did they know? Hang on a minute. Did they know something I didn't? Okay. Makes me think that. Okay. So they already knew all of this stuff. They knew it was going to be the year of the summit. People were kind of gearing up for it. And that's great. But actually what it means is, in reality, when we get serious about stuff with all of the stuff of COVID, the stages are not likely to be open for a long time. I wouldn't, there's an event I'm booked on for in November. I am not expecting to be going stage speaking in November. In fact, I'm not expecting to go stage speaking to at least March next year. And the only reason I'm hoping that that's going to work is because I've already paid for tickets to a conference. Guys, I'm coming to the US of A. We need to kind of book it in, guys, if we're in the States. Okay. I'm coming out in March again next year. Do not give me COVID this time, guys. I'm serious. So when I come out, it's like, okay, I know that I'm doing that, but I've kind of accepted that stages are closed between now and then. So what are we going to do? Well, most people are moving to virtual, which means that audiences are getting used to, oh, hang on, we can do virtual events. They're getting used to and being trained for free. Other people are training your audience for free for you. That virtual events are cool. It's like the new geeky kind of chic. It's cool. Okay. And the audience are already aware that, hang on, this is how it works. This is what I can do. So they're already being primed into understanding the funnels that even you, if you've never been in one, you've never experienced one, you might not understand properly, but your audience is being primed by other people. So it's perfect, because when you have an audience that's primed and you've got a topic you need to educate people on, or you want that deeper relationship, hello, match made in heaven. Okay, that's when we can really, really move the needle. And this is where our formula system works even better, because ours focuses on the experience. So those guys over there doing their virtual events, priming our audience, great. You teach them how that funnel works. You teach them what they're supposed to do. We'll come and then show them, hello, here's the light, cue the chorus, here's the good stuff. Okay, even better, because we can make that work in our business. But what we need to do more than anything, especially for those people who've been following along and then went, oh, Lindsay, can't do this. We need to actually host events. We need to plan these in. We need to have this catalyst that we have planned in. And it's like, okay, this is almost immovable. And I say almost because if you are not going to be able to host it, do not set a deadline and just say, I'm sticking to this deadline because I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed that this is when I've told people I'm doing it this month in the calendar. If it's not going to be viable and you're not going to give your speaker lead time, move the damn event. Okay, just move it. But having that commitment to, I'm going to host, this is the month. If I'm going to have to move it, I maybe move it to these days. These are my fallback days. That's fine. But have the commitment, because other people, if you don't do this, other people in your niche are going to cotton on pretty quick. And yeah, their events will be substandard because they've not been trained in the experience formula. But they're still going to be getting your people through a virtual event. And they are therefore going to be using that as a catalyst in their own business to build their business faster and quicker than you are if you don't. Okay, it's no fake FOMO. There's none of that marketing schlaz. Is that a word? Okay, there's none of that. It is just, that's the reality. These are the new way for 2020. It's becoming the new norm. And it's going to be the new norm for 2021, because there's going to be a whole host of people who are starting to plan their events now for next year who are thinking, shit, I'm seeing on the news, second waves are coming. Let's not get into the blame game of who caused that and how it happened, but they're saying it's coming. So most people are starting to plan now, even for spring of next year, it's going to be virtual. Okay, with that in mind, you need to think, okay, more and more people are going to get taught this at least the concept. Your audience are going to get taught the concept. They're not going to be taught to do it right, because most of these guys kind of like go, yeah, paintbrush time. It's a bit like kind of giving a child a new box of poster paints and a blank piece of paper, and they kind of slop it everywhere and go, look at my pretty picture. And you're kind of looking there going, it's a line. It kind of It's not even a line of color because it's all now brown because you've mixed them together. That's going to be what their events turn out like. But it doesn't matter what it turns out like. It's the fact that your audience are learning the funnel. They're learning what that should look like, what to expect. So make sure that to make it a reality and to really thrive for 2020 and 2021, make sure that you're planning this into your business. If you are sitting there and because I had this conversation with a lady, and I won't name names. I'm really good at that. Okay, it's not going to slip out. I was talking to this lady who desperately needed a catalyst event in her business, like 0 clients, 0 pipeline, nothing. It was like it was deader than a fart. It was flat as a pancake, flat as a fart. It was not happening. And I was talking to her and I was saying, look, and she knew she wanted to host it. She actually got really excited. But then she said, oh, well, I've got a few JV things in the pipeline I was wanting to do. And I kind of had this loose conversation with a JV partner that we might do something, but we haven't got it pinned down. There's no contracts, there's nothing in place. Again, don't be that person. Don't put yourself into that situation, because one thing that I have learned in all these years in business is if you put your eggs in somebody else's basket and you kind of put all of them in, one thing's going to happen. You're going to end up with scrambled egg. And if it ain't on your face, it's going to be on your feet. Because doing that and putting all your eggs into that and saying, I'm just focusing on a joint venture with a partner that's not contracted to me yet, and we've not put that scope in place. If you go obsess about that and leave catalyst events on the table, and you leave hosting a virtual summit, hosting giveaways, hosting retreats, if you leave hosting online conferences even, if you leave that on the table, your competitors will pick the baton up. It's not a case of they might, they will. Okay, because the world, every man and his dog is now suddenly awake to, oh, we could do things virtual. Okay, and they're seeing people pulling events around. And yeah, those events might look sloppy because, they've been pulled around fast. But people are seeing it, and your competitors will see, and they will start toying with it and dabbling. They might not be any good, but they'll dabble. Okay, so definitely put it into your plan. If I can distill one thing and kind of get like a little kind of thought and kind of just hammer it in, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to double check for comments because I can see comments flashing up again. Guys, if you are going to host an event, let me know which way are the comments going. Everyone's going backwards and forwards. Yeah, if you're going to host an event, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. One of the things so I realized when I was looking at the workbook for today that I maybe don't tell my bestie, because I've told him that I never make mistakes. I'm always right. He's a bestie, he knows better. I may have made a boo-boo on the workbook for day 8 because the fill in the blank may have been duplicated from another page. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I own my mistakes. That was me, my bad. But we do have homework for this, and I want you to start thinking about this now and shoving some things into the comments. And what I want you to think about is really that whole, what are you committing to? For your business, no matter what stage it is at, what are you committing to doing in the next 12 months? Okay, what does that look like? What's the revenue goal? Because we reverse engineer. Come on, guys, we know we like to reverse engineer. What's the revenue goal? And what are you going to make a reality? If you were thinking of hosting an event, what is it? Is it a virtual event? Is it summit? Is it a giveaway? Is it a conference? Is it retreat? Put it in the comments. Let me know. And what I want to know is, when are you committing to doing this by? Okay, this is a commitment to you. You've thought of that number because it doesn't take long for those numbers to pop in your head. Anything that's 100K or above, remember, you've got to switch out of that hustle mindset, because you ain't going to hustle to that number and still not get burnt out. Okay, that's why we want catalysts like this in the first place. So pop in the comments for me just what that event looks like. What's it, what is it, and by when? Okay, by when are you doing it? Because we need to know what that's going to be, because you need to make that commitment. Not to me, you're putting it out there publicly, great, but not to me. You're making that commitment to yourself, because you need to have these in your business. It's just, you have to. Start having a lead magnet, start running Facebook ads. If you haven't committed to putting something like this in your business, you are leaving yourself wide open. And you're going to end up playing small and hustling harder because everyone else is going to hoover up. So I want to know that one. The other thing that I want to know from you guys is when you think about your business, what is the benefit that you see the most from hosting something like this? Really, now we've talked for kind of like 8-9 days now, because we talked on Monday as well. We didn't count that, but we did. What does that look like for you? What is that commitment? What is that change? What will your business benefit the most from hosting one of these events with? Is it going to be that it gives you more opportunity? Is it that PR that comes with it? Is it that wider network and those guys inviting you to take part in their things too? Is it just pure revenue? Is it that connection with the audience? Is it the number of opt-ins you're going to get? What is that benefit? Again, feel free to shove it in the comments. I'm not putting a homework thread up for today because obviously, you guys, it's our last day. Sad face. Okay, let me know. I really, really do genuinely want to know this. And if you have joined Experience Event Masterclass and you are watching live, do put in the comments for anybody watching why you chose to join it. Okay, what made you choose to join us? Because again, there's so many reasons why people are joining. There's so many reasons why people are kind of like, oh, I want to create my own one first. It's cool, but I just don't want anybody left with egg on the face and a really bad experience, because creating something where you're going to thrive and creating a business to thrive is critical. It's critical for you. It's critical for your community that you live in, because if you have more funds, you're able to spend more. And what we know is that as we open up out of lockdown, people are not spending, as we take those stay-at-home orders away, people are just not spending the same. And we want to help everybody. And the best way we can help people as entrepreneurs is we can keep going as normal. Because, as I said, way back when all of this started, entrepreneurs and when everything hit, people were reaching out to me going, Lindsay, what do I do? Lindsay, help quick. And it was hard because I was like, okay, shit, how do I help so many people? And, answer all these questions, because it was, my inbox just exploded. There was one day and it's just like, okay, it's more than 100 plus messages that all came in from people asking for help. And, I was the same one. Oh, and after a couple of days, my brain went to, hang on a minute. We've always been entrepreneurs. We've always, sorted ourselves out. We've always been those kids that just, we sort ourselves out. We're cool enough to do that. So when it comes to the situation we have now and thriving in our business, if we can bring in that revenue for them, those leads, we can do that with really clear focus and action. It's not just us we're helping and our business and our people, our loved ones that are associated to us. It's our wider community, because when you have more funds available to spend, you are able to put that out into the community. You're able to help other small businesses keep going. So we're not just banging on about doing this for you. We're actually talking about doing this for the wider good as well. And again, by educating your community, even if you educate them, and let's say you hosted one on your own and it all went wrong, even if you've educated them a little bit, it's far better than nothing. And when we educate our people, they come to us quicker. It's all about that relationship, that know, like, and trust, and taking them from that journey of, oh, I want a freebie, to, oh, she said some good shit. Somebody said to me earlier, Lindsay, you have so many quotable moments. You need to get your assistant to go back through every video you do and every one-to-one that you do, so that we can get all these quotes. Oh, okay. I didn't think I said that much that was of interest, but okay, it's cool. I'm humble about it. So, you can do the same thing. When you have stuff that you're creating, you can go back and pull that apart, and you can use it to grow your audience and take your audience from that starting point. Use those little peppercorn trails, be it quotable moments, be it products, services, things that you have, and you can take your audience on that relationship journey with you, because it is a relationship. We are in a connection economy. We have to connect to our audience and piggyback them. Like I said, I genuinely want to know, for those of you who are not joining EEM, was it something I said? Probably, or probably wasn't. Maybe it was something I didn't say. But why are you not joining? Because if you're not, I want to genuinely know, how can I help? How can I help you? How can I best serve? Because we help our audience go on the journey from point A to the squiggly long line that becomes the journey to point B, because it's never straight. That's a myth. And it's how can we best help them? And if you can educate your audience and create your virtual events so that you're educating your audience, you will always, always have that pool of leads there. Always. It's just how you choose to step up and how you choose to shine that light, because we all have this mission, we all have this ability, but how are you stepping up to do that? How are you spreading your message? How are you sharing your genius? Because we each have a zone of genius, every single one of us. How are you doing yours? How are you sharing that message? Because right now, more than anything, we need that. Okay, so I'm just going to ping over to the comments and let's have a quick look. LaFay is saying, I'm doing a virtual event in July. It's a working retreat where the audience walks away with a marketing plan. I've run it before as a VIP day, and I'm turning it into a 3-day get it done virtual event. So I love them. I love get it done ones where we have kind of little hackathons and we have little kind of implementation labs on steroids and all of these things. I love that. I absolutely love that, LaFay, because actually just spending time with the audience, actually sometimes not even teaching them, just having that time where you're there and you're all co-working is amazing. And it's one of those things people say, oh, you can't bring from real life events. You really can. You really can. Because even better thing is you can do that in your PJs and you can just be like, yay. Like for my guys on our pre-call yesterday, and some of the guys who watched the replay emailed me and went, oh, that's great. Because the first thing I told them was, you don't need to have the video on. They can if they want, but they didn't need to. And the reason I do that is because, hey, if you want to rock up in your PJs, cool. Nobody, no judgment here. And it's that relationship with your audience. And if you're working in that co-space, again, it's a fantastic way. So you can even build that into your events as well. It's something we haven't covered a lot of because we've talked more about the education, but implementation when we move to retreat level, or we move to, those live events that are more a paid for ticket, that are paid in advance, and maybe not retreat, but they feel very much like it. It's another great way of doing things. Hey, Adrian, I appreciate being called beautiful. Thank you very much. Guys, I love my Periscope comments. As long as they're nice, because Periscope either is love or hate. It's always, it's Marmite territory, isn't it? So yeah, guys, hopefully this has helped. Pop in the comments for me. If you love this, if you're wanting to host, I just want to know actually at this point, are you wanting to host an event in the next 12 months? Pop a 1 in the comments if you are. If you're watching this on replay, #replay, pop a comment in as well. Shove me a 1 in. I noticed some of you have been tagging me in from the start of last week even. People have been tagging me in. That's cool. I don't mind when you catch up. Make sure that you are getting involved and you are dropping those things in, because again, it's really helpful to know where you guys are at, because I can't help you and I can't do my job and deliver my genius to help you guys create these things if I don't know where you're at. So if you are wanting to create one in the next 12 months, let me know. If you're kind of like, oh, I'm scared, shove a 3 in. If that's what's holding you back, shove a 3 in the comments. And obviously a 2 is no, Lindsay, not doing it, never happening. 1 is yes, 2 is no, 3 is, oh, I'm scared. Okay, shove them in. I can't wait to see them click over. Guys, obviously, you will get a reminder, one final email, okay, coming out to remind you doors to Experience Event Masterclass close 2 nights, that's it. If you want to take action, if you are one of the 8 people in particular that have pinged that checkout every day, because I can see it in the stats, we have 8 people who keep looking and going, ooh. And I know that. I'm following that stats intently because I'm fascinated. Whenever we do these things, I'm fascinated by what the stats tell us and the data tells us. I think data's sexy. It's gorgeous. Okay. Don't tell Lee Rowley, because his people trolled me the other day when I said people's brains are sexy, and then I got trolled in a nice way. So don't tell them I said that. But yeah, data is sexy, and I've been following the stats, and there are 8 people that are wanting in, and 8 people that keep looking at that checkout. And if that is you, I am only allowing 1 more person in the doors. Okay, 1 more. And I don't want it to be the person that's going to ask me tomorrow morning, can we get in because we missed the message? It is doors closed and it is tonight. Okay. Yeah. So Adrian, if you just want to pop me a message over, just drop me a DM and I will pick it up, because Adrian's just dropping a message in there. Anybody else, if you want me, like I say, drop a DM over. I will go check them and pick them up. If you are wanting to join, great. Head over, click experienceeventmasterclass.com and make sure that you join. Do not be one of those 8. Come on, what's going on there? I feel kind of like I just want to go ask questions, go, hey guys, what's going on? If you are one of the amazing people who is just like, yeah, I want to do this, but not right now, let me know. Let me know when you're wanting to do things, just so that I know what you're producing and what you're creating and where you want to be at. If you are definitely not in, that is cool. I take no offense. Somebody said to me the other day, I'm scared I might offend you, but I can't get in right now because I just had to buy a new car. And it's like, yeah, it's okay. I take no offense. It's not that kind of situation. Guys, you know me better than that. If that's not you, do pop me a message over though. Let me know how I can best help you, because like I say, I can't help if I don't know the problem. Okay, so guys, we're going to end this one there. I'm going to let you guys head over to experienceeventmasterclass.com and make sure that you have joined us. That ticker tape has been running, so you can see, just, you know, it's quicker than me typing it all the time. And, you know, I hopefully will see you on the inside, because class begins tomorrow. This is why I'm kind of, the doors are closing, because class begins tomorrow. And we've already had some major shifts start to happen already in the pre-work. It's amazing. So make sure that you are joining us with that as well. All right. Ciao for now, guys. I will see you hopefully inside EEM. If not, I will make sure that you all see the next round of live streams, because we will be taking a small intermission tomorrow, just because I'm aware that we spent way too much time together recently on email, and I promised everyone I would give them Wednesday off. Okay. Ciao for now, guys. Bye.